What do you guys think you've been able to do that's allowed you to grow so quickly and have success as a new business?
I think it's like us and then our way we connect with people.
Yeah.
I think that like we vowed to ourselves when we started that everything's going to be a relationship. Like it's a relationship basis. Like we put the people first all the time, no matter what. Like there's a lot of times where, you get to a point and people start becoming numbers and like we never want to be to that point. So we'll prioritize relationships. And I think people understand it. They see that. I mean, we give a lot, we do a lot for people. And like when you have someone who cares as much as you care about yourself, like it goes a long, long way with them.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that.
Yeah, it's definitely the relationship-driven first model that we came down with. We just knew that if we were to succeed into our business, what you define success, it wasn't like how many patients do we see this week, but it was like if we have that as our first and foremost of making sure that every patient feels that they're more than just a patient when they come through these doors, we knew that was going to be success. And we stayed true to that, and I think our patients feel that, and I think that's why so many people love us. On that end, it's a cool environment to be in here with us.
Oh,
So
definitely.
it's cool.
It definitely feels like a different kind of PT clinic.
Yeah.
Where, like I've been in some and it feels so like clean. I don't mean that. I don't know what that's the right word is. It's like it feels so like corporatized and
Yeah.
like
Oh, for sure,
I don't know the right word.
because those are number-based things, which
Yeah.
in the business world work, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Like there's no character to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
Like there's like people in our patients, they'll invite us out to all the parties, everything
Yeah.
like that, to just mingle with them because they like to be around us, and that's one aspect that people like when you go to therapy and you're doing therapy, you don't enjoy it because you're typically hurt.
Yeah.
But we'll have patients like for example, we had a girl.
yeah. This is funny.
Yeah.
This is actually
so like
funny.
the mom asked her, she's like, "What do you want to do for your birthday?" She's like, "I want to go get treatment." I'm like, that is the coolest thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's funny. I love
this
that.
is a 9-year-old who on her birthday is like, I would maybe not rather be at Helix, but like I don't want to miss my appointment. Like I love coming here, and so that's what I want to do.
That's so
and
cool.
when you hear a parent tell you that, it just like hits different on like
Yeah.
when a parent tells you that, it's like one of those glorifications that you're doing the right things, right? Like you're allowing people to get connected with you and want to be here, and that's super important in our realm because a lot of times people don't want to be in therapy.
Yeah.
They don't. They get hurt and they're like, oh, I got to go to this appointment. I got to do this. They're not motivated to be there. And I think that could be a big correlation to why we have so much success with our outcomes as well. People want to be here. They get the work done that they need, not what they want. And, it works out both ways, right? People get better, and then people like us, they tell people about us. It goes a long way outside of this.
Do you feel like as much as it is physical therapy, there's some like an element of some like talk therapy too? Of like,
Oh, 100%.
yeah.
We are that. We are the whole therapist at that point.
Yeah, you have to be what's the term? Like a chameleon. You have to be able to talk with people on random stuff. It could be stuff that was out of the blue, that you're like, all right, well, your knee hurts and you're talking about this, but like you have to engage with them and go along with that conversation, and you have to support them in that conversation that they're struggling with that day. So I think that's another thing. It's really, really important to stay involved with your patients.
That's cool.
Outside of that too.
Yeah. I found that with like run coaching too. Like as much as it's just writing workouts and helping people fuel and do that stuff, you end up being like just a therapist more than anything, or like a friend, and just like talk about everything except for running sometimes.
Yeah,
which is cool.
So you have you have experience with that too. On like you have to gain the trust of your patients. They have to know that they're with a good person,
right?
And you have to let people in, and you have to let people know who you are and what you're about, and it goes a long way. People stick with you forever, right? Rather than doing like one training cycle with you and then being like, I got some results, but whatever. Like someone who connects with you probably could only PR by 30 seconds, and they're going to be like, that was amazing, right? It's an experience in which you bring to your clients or your patients.
Right. Yeah, we're social creatures for sure.
100%.
Yeah. What are some of the like pillars of Helix? Like what are kind of some of the services and things you guys do here? Because it's definitely, again, more unique than what you'd see at a typical PT clinic, I feel like.
I would say like one of the main, like other than like the relationship being like a pillar of what we do, like we try to keep everything as open and honest as possible. Like I think one of the big things like within the medical community is the fact that you get a lot of dishonest opinions about things or unrealistic expectations. Like you said you've done therapy in the past before. There's some things where you can actually fix them quite relatively fast, and then kind of like set them up on a way. It's like, hey, you can go ahead, you can do this for yourself, and it can heal really quickly. So like keeping like honesty with our relationships. We prioritize like the whole holistic approach to everything and try to give them the environment of which they want to do. So if I had to like break it down in pillars, I was like relationship established, like honesty is priority for sure. Having like a holistic approach, and then not being afraid to utilize necessary items. You know what I mean? If you have to come in and you have to end up going out to an orthopedic because where the results are, or where the skill or where your limitations are at, like you have to be able to make those decisions and not thinking that you can fix everything or heal every single person. Yeah. So keeping that honesty is a major one for us for sure.
Yeah. I mean, we combine what we do well. So I think that's a cool approach about what we do as well. It's like you have a chiropractic minded background and then a PT minded background kind of merged together to give our patients almost every spectrum that you can get within rehab. Mm-hmm. And I think that's a really cool thing. So, I mean, I don't want to say we do it all, but I mean, we give a lot to our patients.
For sure.
Yeah.